Tonight on Q2, terror strikes in New Orleans.
Everybody was enjoying themselves. And then to have this happen, it was just shocking and heartbreaking.
We'll hear from two Wyoming women who were near Bourbon Street as 14 people were killed in that attack. Plus, a New Year's Eve tragedy deals heartache to a Billings family.
Now I know that he definitely needs everything that you can think of. So
Fire leaves one woman dead, another seriously injured, and a home destroyed. And a touchdown in Frisco. The Bobcats land in the Lone Star State as they hope to capture an FCS championship. The MTN 10 o'clock news starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on your Thursday night. I'm Russ Riesinger. Tonight, new details are coming to light surrounding the New Year's Day terror attack in New Orleans. That attack, which saw a driver intentionally ram a truck into a crowd of people in the city's famed French Quarter, has now left at least 14 people dead, while dozens remain injured. The FBI says the driver, Shamsud-Din Jabbar, acted alone, with investigators calling his actions an act of terror. They say the U.S. citizen and Army veteran proclaimed his support for ISIS in several videos posted shortly before the attack. The FBI says agents also found two improvised explosive devices that Jabbar allegedly placed in coolers near the scene. The attack did result in ramped up security ahead of today's Sugar Bowl between Notre Dame and Georgia, which was delayed a day because of that attack. Well, crimes of this nature often send a sense of fear into many people. Tonight, our Isabel Spartz looks into the mental toll these events can have, while also hearing from one Wyoming woman who was near the scene when the tragedy occurred.
There's nothing quite like New Year's Eve in New Orleans, and it's a day Amy Galley and her family had been looking forward to.
We were on Bourbon Street, hanging out, having fun.
Galley and her husband moved to New Orleans from Green River, Wyoming, less than a year ago.
Everyone was joyful, happy. We saw nobody out of control intoxicated. Everyone was wishing everyone a happy new year.
But that joy quickly turned into horror. Less than 2 hours after Galley left Bourbon Street, around 3 a.m. Wednesday, a man plowed into the crowds, hitting bystanders, killing 14 people, and injuring 35.
It's shocking to think, oh my gosh, we were just there and that we could have been in harm's way.
And unfortunately, that attack wasn't the only tragic event making headlines. In Las Vegas, a Cybertruck exploded in front of Trump Tower. And in New York, a shooting outside of a nightclub left 10 people injured. All of this occurring within 24 hours.
Yesterday was quite the chaotic start to 2025.
Dr. Eric Arzubi is a psychiatrist in Billings and says even though these events happened elsewhere, attacks like this can still take a toll on our mental health.
Now we're bombarded with so much media in terms of not only text, but also video and images. Right, so that makes it feel closer to reality.
Headlines can re-trigger old traumas, and stress from these events can cause shifts in mood, loss in appetite and sleep, and low motivation.
Any sustained change in how somebody is functioning is something to pay attention to.
Arzubi recommends turning off the news when it becomes just too much. Focus on the things that you enjoy and connect with those you love.
Family, friends. Keep the connections, nurture the connections, try to do what you can in order to kind of stave off loneliness and keep social connections, because those in the end are powerful.
Those tips and connections to back home are something Galley and her family are grateful for.
Best thing that we did was like, okay, we can't watch this anymore. We need to start limiting that. But I think reaching out to people was certainly helpful. You know, do what takes care of you, whatever that might be.
In Billings, Isabel Spartz, MTN News.
The parents of Luke Telek, a Cody, Wyoming standout who now plays defensive back for Notre Dame, were staying just a few blocks away from where the attack took place. I talked to them tonight about the experience. They told me they were not aware of what had happened until the next morning.
I woke up at 6 and had a text from a friend at home asking if everyone was okay. And so that was the first we knew about it. Yeah, that's what we worried about instantly, was like the older brothers and sisters that are here of the boys on the team. We knew the team was fine because they'd been tucked away for a long time, but
yeah, they had pretty much Bourbon Street completely shut off. There were, kind of police tape, barricades up, and police
every block that you go, there's 4 at least 4 police officers, or now it looks like there's military people here as well, like big tanks.
FBI, looked like there was some national security here. I think it really also hits home, as to how lucky we are to live where we live. We're feel like Montana, Wyoming, we're so, it just feels so much safer.
The Telex were supposed to fly home today, but had to book a new flight after the game was delayed. They were happy with the outcome as Notre Dame beat Georgia to advance to the semifinals against Penn State. Meanwhile, federal and local authorities are investigating the truck explosion outside of President-elect Donald Trump's Las Vegas hotel as a possible act of terrorism. They're also working to determine whether it's connected to the terror attack in New Orleans. Authorities believe 37-year-old Matthew Leibelsberger was the driver of the Cybertruck and shot himself before a bomb detonated. However, law enforcement is still trying to figure out the motive. Authorities confirmed that Leibelsberger rented the truck through the Turo app, the same one used by the suspect in New Orleans. They also say both men served in Afghanistan around the same time, but it's not known if they had a connection. Several others were also injured in that explosion. Well, tonight, the latest on a New Year's Eve fire, as we are now learning it claimed the life of a Billings woman. The other victim is in a Denver hospital tonight, fighting for her life from severe burns after that fire broke out on Billings South Side. Tonight, our Haley Monaco speaks with friends and family as they try to make sense of this life-altering and tragic event.
Tuesday morning's fire has left one Billings family completely devastated. Now, friends are asking the community for help.
In an instant,
trying to put on a brave face.
Tragedy struck in Jason Allard's life.
I showed up to work like normal and got a call about 11:50 that there was a fire at the house and that they had found Gail in the vehicle with my dog.
A fire raced through the home he lived in with his wife Gail and his wife's grandmother Arlene.
They said that they weren't sure of what caused it, and I haven't heard anything since then.
Destroying everything.
I went up to St. Vincent's where Arlene was staying, found out that she wasn't gonna survive. She was 89 years old and had lung cancer before, so there was too much smoke and too much damage to be able to do anything. And
he is now preparing to head to Denver, where his wife was flown to be by her side. She has a collapsed lung, severe burns, and is on a ventilator.
She is struggling right now. I talked to the doctors today and stuff, and there is a chance that she doesn't pull through, but hoping everything works out.
Losing family and his home, Allard's boss and friend Lance Lataski has started fundraising to help ease the burden.
He definitely needs everything that you can think of.
The Allards had 2 dogs inside the home. One is safe, but the other has not been seen since Tuesday's fire.
German Shepherd, black spots. Maybe keep an eye out for him.
Lataski is hoping the community will do what Billings does best and step up to help.
I just hope Billings really rallies around him and helps him in the way that he needs. I'd be more than willing to store whatever he needs for now till he gets back up on his feet.
As Allard deals with the unimaginable.
I just wanted to say thanks to Lance and Laura Lataski for everything that they've done. Thank you to my mom and dad, and hopefully things look up.
In Billings, Haley Monaco, MTN News.
Old Man Winter's making another return to Montana, and this one looks to pack quite a punch. All quiet in Cook City earlier tonight, but snow's already beginning to fall at this time across parts of the state. And when it's all said and done, many areas, including Billings, could see at least a couple inches of snow. With the very latest on this system, here's meteorologist Jason Stiff.
Yeah, more winter weather coming. We have winter storm warnings that were added to the areas around Cook City. 10 to 16 inches of snow possible through tomorrow evening. We have a little bit of light snow trying to fall right now. Nothing very heavy. Parts of Golden Valley County as well as Muscle Shoals County trying to push into the northeastern parts of Yellowstone County too. A lot of what you see isn't hitting the ground yet, but it is still early. We have more areas of light snow trying to fall over the Beartooths as well as the Absarokas, but it is going to get more intense and more widespread going forward. For the day today in Billings, the temperature didn't change very much. Had a seasonably cold low of 18, but a high of only 23. A trace of snow, but a much better chance for more snow. Your complete 7-day forecast coming up.
The Montana State Bobcats have officially arrived in Frisco, Texas, landing earlier tonight. It's all in anticipation for Monday's FCS championship tilt against the North Dakota State Bison. MTN's Grace Lawrence was already in the Lone Star State and was on hand for that touchdown.
MTN Sports' Grace Lawrence here at the Montana State Team Hotel as the top-seeded Bobcats have touched down in Frisco, and the national championship activities are set to begin tonight. The team arrived at around 7 p.m. local to their hotel in Frisco. They were greeted with a warm welcome from the NCAA staff, the hotel employees, and parents once they got in. The game's on Monday night, so the next few days will be filled with various activities, practices, and media availability. There's even a player lounge they can use throughout the week with several games, including cornhole, Xbox, Pop-A-Shot, pool, and more. A part of the full Texas experience, and as tradition, the team was given cowboy hats for making the national championship game in the Lone Star State. The players were very excited to sport their new hats, racing to find ones that fit just right so they can rock them all week long in Frisco. And the cowboy from Melstone, Brody Grebe, already came prepared with the hat he wears all season long. Montana State continues tomorrow with their practice at Toyota Stadium, getting acclimated to the venue and the area. In Frisco, Grace Lawrence, MTN Sports.
And remember to join us Sunday night at 9:30 for an inside look at the Bobcats' historic season. Perfection and Redemption, Montana State's Road to Frisco, is hosted by Grace Lawrence and our own Scott Breen and Casey Conlon. Again, that premieres this Sunday night at 9:30 right here on Q2. President Joe Biden has bestowed the second highest civilian medal on former Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney. Cheney received the Presidential Citizens Medal after being one of the leaders of the congressional investigation into the 2021 Capitol riot. Cheney, a Republican who lost her seat to Harriet Hageman, backed Democrat Kamala Harris in the 2024 presidential race. In a recent interview, President-elect Trump said that Cheney did something inexcusable and should honestly go to jail. Cheney was one of 20 recipients of the Presidential Citizens Medal. One of the others, Helena's own Diane Carlson Evans. Evans served 6 years as a nurse during the Vietnam War and later founded the Vietnam Women's Memorial Foundation. She led a years-long effort to place the monument near the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in D.C., honoring thousands of women who served in a variety of roles during the war.